Here we go.
Stressful than just doing it in front of a live crowd.
This is far less stressful.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, and you did that last week, so what are you worried about?
I don't know. It's been a while, so I'm just worried I might forget how everything works. What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another episode of the What the Fanboy Show. We're back from Comic-Con. We had an awesome time. My name is Luke, and this lovely person next to me is Mr. Tyler.
Thank you. And this beautiful, I'm not going to add the rainbow kitty.
You just did.
This beautiful gentleman to my right is Brett
He's the
Eitzen.
Rainbow Kitty.
Yes, he is.
What's up, guys?
What up?
Well, we're back.
Nice week off. I feel like we've been gone forever.
It's nice to be in your home. Like, I know that this is literally my home.
It is nice to be in your home. I would agree.
Yeah.
But
it's good to be back.
Last week was fun.
It was fun.
But this is nice.
Yeah.
This is nice.
This is nice.
So if you guys weren't aware, not you guys, if
Yeah, we knew about it.
y'all weren't aware, we did a live show last week
Oh, cool.
at Air Capital Comic Con in Wichita. Make sure you go check out that episode 124. We had a lot of fun.
It's our shortest episode yet.
We're going to stick to that, right? 1 hour?
I doubt it. I haven't been able to review anything for 2 episodes, so I have a lot to get through, but I'll burn through that really quick.
Good.
I guess I can start.
Go for it.
Rip it.
I mentioned reviews. So I kind of had mentioned to you guys last week that I had seen 2 movies. I went and saw the movie Parasite, and I went and saw the movie Doctor Sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I had recently seen The Shining, and it got me pumped for Doctor Sleep, and it did not disappoint. It's fanboy worthy. I think people will really like it. Horror fans will really like it. It's honestly like a horror superhero movie.
Oh, dang.
It's super weird, and it's a lot of fun. Quick pros. It's scary intense. It's Mike Flanagan who did Hill House, and he's just really good. I really want to go through some of his older stuff. Ewan McGregor and Rebecca Ferguson absolutely crush their roles. They're both super good. Really good use of effects. Wasn't expecting as many as I was, but I thought they all looked really good, especially like the practical ones where it's like people's bodies being maimed or something. But like, it sounds dark. But also there's some really cool Shining callbacks. So people that have watched The Shining, not that you really need to see it to watch it, I think they might like those, but also some people will really hate them because they really do go, hey, this is a sequel to The Shining.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's book related or not, but
is it nostalgia for nostalgia's sake, or does it make sense with, does it push the plot forward?
I thought it did. I really liked all this stuff.
Good.
And I can't say what it is without spoiling it.
Sure.
Right.
But I thought of some really cool stuff that they did.
But you had also very recently seen The Shining for the first time too, right?
Yeah, and I've only seen it once.
Yeah.
So the other one I watched was Parasite. It's a Korean film, and holy moly, this was not what I was expecting at all. I feel like it's kind of advertised as a horror movie, but it's not, but also it really is. The horror elements just hit you out of nowhere. There's one shot in here, might be one of my favorite shots of the year, honestly, that kind of when I think about it, I'm like, ooh, it's just creepy looking. Just less than a second, maybe. But just like all the filmmaking parts of it, like script, direction, acting, cinematography, lighting, all that stuff, brilliant, fantastic. The acting is really good, and I think you can emphasize that by they're not speaking English, so it's a lot harder to kind of connect a lot of times. And when you connect as fast as you do, I think that's just a real telling sign of how good they're doing. It's also super funny. I was not expecting it to be so funny.
The trailer had quite a few laughs in it, too.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, then they hit you with the tense stuff, and it's. I was holding my breath a couple times, and it's not. Sometimes it's not huge stuff. It's just like.
Is it like? I don't know if this is probably a spoiler. Is it like Supernatural?
No.
Okay. Not like the show, but.
I have one con for it, and it's the fact that it's Korean, and it's nobody's gonna go see it because it's Korean, and it's also gonna be remade and probably poorly. So not really a con, but no cons. Another one.
It'll probably be out on the circuit when like Regal does that like Academy Award nominated films. It'll be.
This will be nominated for Best Picture, and this will win Best International Film.
Yeah.
That's like, I feel like that's a lock.
That's awesome.
Disney Plus came out, so I've been hanging out with my friend Disney Plus a lot. And one of the things I watched was the live action Disney Plus original Lady and the Tramp.
Ooh.
It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as good as the original. It's what you expect. It's not as good, but it's not as racist, which is really good.
Yeah.
I thought the dogs were really funny and entertaining, and their faces that they animate, I thought it looked good.
Good.
But if you're needing to watch something on Disney Plus, that's a good option, especially if you have kids. But I'd give it a Matthew McConaughey because I just thought it was all right.
Yeah.
And then most of my time actually on Disney Plus has been heavily in Star Wars Rebels. I can finally watch Star Wars Rebels. I've been dying to watch this. And oh my gosh, I am on just a freaking Star Wars high right now. Like, I loved Clone Wars, and this is just a direct sequel to that. It connects so much, and I loved that. I cried when I finished it. It's such a sad ending. Mm-hmm. If you love Star Wars and you haven't watched Clone Wars or Rebels, get Disney Plus and watch them. It adds so much to Star Wars, to the universe, to what can be, to the lore, and it's just like, it makes me appreciate the prequels so much more. Yeah. Like, I rewatched The Phantom Menace, and I'm like, I don't like this movie very much, but Darth Maul, man, he's freaking awesome in Clone Wars and Rebels. Yeah. And so, like, I can see where he leads and see his just kind of heartbreaking arc. Mm-hmm. And just be like,
the story of Maul is it's almost like a Greek tragedy. Yeah. It's crazy, and it's so good.
Mm-hmm. Have not watched
it. And I haven't, I mean, you kind of think you see it, and then in Clone Wars, like not the movie Clone Wars, and Clone Wars the series, you get a little more, and then I know it goes into it even more in Rebels, and I haven't seen Rebels yet.
One of the best parts of Phantom Menace was Darth Maul. Out. And if you love Darth Maul, you should watch Clone Wars and then watch Rebels, because you'll get a lot more. Let's see, what else did I do? I also watched Ford vs. Ferrari. I'll wait till Brett gets to that to kind of talk about it, mainly so I can rest a little bit. And the big thing that I've been playing for the past 2 weeks, I guess I haven't really been playing anymore because I beat it, was I've been playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And I like it.
I'm very curious to what you have to say, because 2 weeks ago
we were at
a week ago we were talking about it at Comic-Con, and you were very high on it.
I was about 2 hours into it, maybe 3 hours, I don't know.
And then you texted us like halfway through the week, like, this is the worst game ever.
No, I did not say that.
You basically said retract everything I had said positively about this game.
I said
it was pretty dramatic. I would agree.
It was dramatic, but it was. I don't remember what I said, but.
You want me to look it up?
No.
Facts. Fact check.
I'll leave it to this. When this game works, it's incredible. But when it doesn't, it's just frustrating and makes you want to smash your controller.
Is it stuff that, maybe fixed in patches, or is
Yes,
it like
absolutely.
mechanically things are broken?
It can absolutely be fixed.
Okay.
Some little things that really just, I don't know, maybe they're not little, but the graphics. The character will come in, but the background stuff won't. And then later it pops in, and it doesn't look good. For me, the graphics are not good in this game. They're not horrible, like gameplay-wise, but like the cutscenes, which usually look better in video games, don't look good.
I think the character model for the main character looks kind of weird anyways.
It's Cameron Monaghan's face.
I know,
yeah.
but the way it looks digitized, it looks funny.
It looks like the old movies. Like, it looks old to me. But like when it's what's it called? I think I wrote it down. I don't know, but like the graphics don't all load in at the same time.
There's like texture popping.
Yeah, that's it. So like you'll walk into a room and the room loads like somewhat seamlessly when it works, but then you have the moments where here's the texture, here's the background trees, and there's your lightsaber. Okay, like it's like not everything is there at once. It's just like, oh my gosh, like I just feel like that should be something so easy and basic. Like, yeah, we want everything to come in at once.
I wonder if that you on a 1S?
Yeah, I'm on an S.
Okay.
And I've heard people talk about playing it on an X, and
still
they're
having issues.
still complaining about it.
Interesting.
I feel like it's just this end of the generation maybe thing.
Yeah,
probably.
We're definitely getting to that point where developers are really pushing the hardware.
Yeah.
They're developing them for
next gen.
Well, for PC, honestly.
Well, yeah,
at this point, it's like native PC 4K on PC,
yeah,
at least 60 frames per second, and then they're working backwards to get down to console level. And
right.
So that's not the bar. The bar is up here, and
it's like consoles getting the ports now instead of PC.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so
sad day.
Kind of for my review, I'm going to kind of review it twice. I'm going to review the video game, and then I'm going to review the Star Wars story.
Okay.
As a video game, I'd say it's fine. It's Tomb Raider game is exactly what it is. I've played this game before. You show up to the area and you can explore as much as you want. It's not open world, but it's like open area, and you find chests so you can upgrade your outfit and stuff and your lightsaber, which is all cool. Everything looks cool, but just
doesn't really do anything.
It doesn't do anything, yeah. And you go into tombs and you do puzzles. The puzzles are fun. They're not all fun. Some of them are just like, oh, geez, what am I supposed to do? But it's a Tomb Raider game with Dark Souls combat. Not as good as Tomb Raider, or even Uncharted is somewhat similar. Uncharted is a lot more linear, and I think that would have been a better way to do it.
How does it compare to like Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like yeah, it's that exactly.
Okay, because I'm just not super familiar with Uncharted, and you're making Uncharted sound very linear.
Uncharted is you're gonna walk this way, whereas like the Tomb Raider games are. You can walk somewhere in this area.
Yeah.
There's a place you have to climb up. You're like, oh, where am I supposed to go? Like,
did you 100% any planets?
No.
Is there a lot to do on every planet?
No.
You just didn't want to spend the time with
I didn't. It's what? So I can get a poncho.
Right.
The ponchos, I wore them sometimes, but most of the time I just wear my base clothing, which is like a little leather pad thing. I don't know what it was. A shirt. I don't guess.
I wore a t-shirt and jeans and carried a lightsaber.
Dude, I wish.
Because it's sick. 1985.
But the controls like I said before, when they work really well. But I'm going to compare it to a game called Celeste, which I know we've played. In Celeste, when you do something, if you do it wrong, it makes you pay. In this game, if you do something wrong, it makes you pay. However, if you do something right,
it makes you pay.
It doesn't. It will glitch and maybe like. I felt like I was getting hit when I wasn't getting hit. I would be behind a droid and it'd still grab me and pick me up and throw me on the ground. It's like I was not even next to you. Like, and it just gets really frustrating. Especially like there's one boss, which is this giant bat. I don't know how to fight it. I'm standing under its legs, just swinging a lightsaber at it, rolling underneath it, and it's like, okay, this is.
What do
I
do
moved
next?
that one. I moved the difficulty down on that one. I just moved on. I was like, this boss fight does not matter in the slightest. But then you have moments where you're fighting an Inquisitor. And you're like just like waiting for him to strike, and you parry, and you hit him, and you do this stuff, and you bring down their stamina. And it's like, oh yeah, let's do this, and it's awesome. It's just like, oh, I love this, but it's just not that all the time because it feels broken, it feels unfinished, it doesn't feel perfected.
JT in the chat said that God of War is a better description. Does that?
It kind of does sound like
Yeah.
God of War.
Yeah.
I mean, between the
openness,
stuff, which is still fairly linear, but then even just the like it being mainly melee combat and
probably the realms.
Yeah, I'd say that is a good example. If God of War was more attack based, and this is very parry based.
Sure,
but it's very God of War esque.
Good call, JT.
Leroy also in the chat. I see you.
Let's see, what else do I got here? The force powers, I don't know, you kind of have the basic ones. I thought they were kind of boring, and I thought the controls for them were better in the game Control because they're the exact same. Let's see what else I got here. I gotta kind of move along,
talk
but
about Control later.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
So, there's all these tiny little creatures everywhere, and they just always killed me, and it is so annoying. Because you die so quick in this game, and then a little cockroach walks up and goes, it's like, respawn. Okay. Oh, I get to do all of that over again.
So
Fantastic.
one thing I read about this game was like the respawn time is super long.
Loading time is ridiculous in this game. Yeah, you're like, okay, I died. I'm gonna go make a sandwich and go get gas in my car, and maybe by the time I get back,
You'll be back in the game. That's terrible. So just don't die is what you're telling me when I do play it.
Which I don't see how is possible. You're going to die in this game. This game is hard.
Yeah.
Which I think
I saw an
if
article.
it wasn't a Star Wars game, would have been really cool. But you're gonna have kids play this.
Right. Kids are gonna want to
Not
play
the best move.
At least they gave it difficulties though. Because the from route there wouldn't be.
I'm not good at video games. I'm not gamers like these two. I play this game because it's a Star Wars game. You have there's 4 difficulties. The lowest one is story mode, which is super basic. Just enjoy the story. Honestly, still kind of difficult. You're just not going to die super quick. Mm-hmm. Then you have Jedi Knight, which is the one I started on, where you actually have to parry and you're going to die real quick and you have to execute your moves pretty well. I didn't even go into the other 2 because I knew I had no freaking chance.
What are the last 2 called?
Jedi Master and Jedi Grand Master or something. But story mode is boring.
Like it's too easy?
It's too easy. Not that, but then that's where I felt like it was broken. I'm getting hit. I'm just not taking any damage. Like, I take damage, but instead of dropping halfway down, I drop like 5% down. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna keep blocking, hit you. It's like they needed another one in there.
Not enough balance.
Intermediate.
Okay, keep moving. There's save points, which I did not like. I had a hard lock. Had to reset my Xbox. That was annoying. The stormtroopers and all the bad guys AI is awful. In story mode, they would literally just
I'd
it's
say
like,
that's a
come
staple
on.
though.
I have to parry to attack most of the time.
That's
so
like a
just,
staple of adventure games though, is comically bad
AI.
That you can either like the point is you can be stealthy and so they're just completely
there for you to kill. Yeah.
Or
there's no stealth in this game.
Oh no, that's right. No, so
I think would be great in a sequel.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of like Tomb Raider that lets you approach it from multiple kind of like gameplay perspectives. If you want to be stealthy,
you can.
Yeah.
And those enemies are designed around that. Often so that you can do that. They're a little dumber. And then when it comes to combat, especially if it's a parry heavy game, they're going to give you that like, okay, I need to reset and be ready. And so they will just kind of sit there like, okay, you ready? Are you sure you're ready? Okay,
It's time to go.
ready?
And it's
3,
and
2,
it's like characters like some of the
punch.
stormtroopers have guns.
Sure.
So I can swing at them, but then
Yeah.
there's some that have these stun baton things, and they block you every time unless you parry and hit them.
Yeah.
He's just like, come on, just let me swing at these fools. Like, I just grab, stab, grab, stab, grab, stab. Like, I'm walking through. I'm not dealing with this. Oh, there's a group of them. Force push off the ledge. Like,
So you're basically being Darth Vader in Rogue One.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
Pretty
awesome.
much.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds fun.
Yeah, but then I hard locked and I had to reset my Xbox is the thing. So then I had to do it all over again.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Go save points. Yeah, and then I said not weird enough. Okay. The good things though. I got my bad stuff out of the way. I did have a lot of problems with this game. The main character, I really liked the main character. Played by Cameron Monaghan. Cal Kestis was his name. And your droid. They gave me a droid I liked. He was so awesome. Like in our Force Awakens commentary, we were talking about like puppy dog droids.
Yeah.
This one is just like,
Can I help you?
can I help you please? I got a stim pack for you. Oh, sorry. Thing I didn't like, stim packs. You hit up on the D-pad and BD1 tosses it to you. You catch it and you go, thanks, buddy. And then it finally goes into effect. And in that time, you've already been hit and you have to redo it. Golly. Ugh.
So when can I borrow this from you?
I'll get it to you eventually.
Because I really want to play it.
So I talked about Rebels
Yeah.
and Clone Wars. This is
Are we in the story review now?
kind of, yeah.
In between?
Yeah. The stuff I like
Bless you.
about the game is the story.
Bless you twice.
And-
That's the last one I'm giving you.
Stop it.
I need more, man.
Bless you 3 times, I suppose.
The stuff I like is the Star Wars story, and when the combat works, it's incredible. It's heavily influenced. Don't you dare sneeze again. I'm gonna make Tyler slap you if you sneeze. It's heavily influenced by Star Wars, Clone Wars, and Rebels. Like I can feel that Filoni influence,
Sure.
which is just awesome. Especially with like the Inquisitors. I love the Inquisitors. Epic Star Wars moments that happen in these Inquisitor battles and boss battles that are just a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
However, the story throughout is you kind of get made that you're a Jedi, and you learn about a holocron, and you have to go find it. And so that's why you're going through all these tombs, because this Jedi Master hid it in the tombs.
So by destroying that, you take care of one of Voldemort's extra soul life things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, you destroy Horcruxes in this. No. But
Just making sure I got
so
that right.
the story, I'd say, was a good episode or TV episode of Clone Wars or Rebels or a movie. Like, yeah, it was good. Like, I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to the last planet level, and it is, I loved it so much. Like, oh my gosh, the freaking ending. Like, I think my jaw dropped down to the floor. And I wasn't even doing, it might have been just a cutscene. I don't honestly remember. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. Like, oh dude, the freaking ending. Like, honestly, it makes up for anything that happened in the game that I didn't
dang.
like.
So I'm going to Luke's tonight to get this game.
Like,
I'm driving to your house after this.
I'm really excited for a sequel, especially since it'll be next gen.
Yeah.
And next year. No.
No, probably in like 8 years.
Probably like
I'm pretty sure
2.
Respawn.
I would bet 2 years from now.
Pretty sure Respawn is going to do Battlefront 3.
I hope so.
Did we talk about that?
No.
I don't know.
I asked someone about that, what I thought, because I thought that was going to be a hot take of mine. Maybe not so hot anymore if y'all think the same thing.
And then they'll get Fallen Order 2 out, and man, I'm excited. I thought the supporting cast was okay. There's one character that her voice actress was just, I thought was so bland, and her character was so boring, and was barely there. I don't know why she was really in it, but overall, I'd say fanboy worthy.
Mm-hmm.
But two separate things, we have Star Wars story, which is fanboy worthy, and gameplay wise, I'd give it Matthew McConaughey. Just because it seems so much goes wrong all the time that I have nothing to do with.
One of those things, maybe by the time Christmas comes around,
This game
will be fixed.
This game will be patched, and I bet it will be a lot better.
Yeah.
So just wait a little bit, everybody.
Except for me, I'm gonna get it from Luke like tonight.
You'll probably play and be like,
for
"This game is so
punishment."
easy. It's not broken, Luke. You just suck."
I'll tell you if
Get
that's
good.
how I feel. I've actually heard a couple people actually complain about similar things.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not just you. Yeah, it's not an isolated incident. Good call. The biggest thing I've heard is it's hard to stay on the map. I've heard that's like an issue.
There's these ropes
It's
that you
probably
always...
clipping. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Like clipping in it's probably bad, which it's bad in
There's
most
ropes
adventure
that you have to
games.
swing on that just are so annoying, and you have to like, you don't actually have to balance on them, but you walk on like skinny platforms and then jump to another one, and you just miss. It's like, where were you jumping, bro?
I'm gonna get stuck there. That was the worst part of like Tomb Raider is when you do the little like you gotta balance, and then you gotta jump to even if it's just a big old rock. I would somehow jump way over here.
Ready, set, go. Some of the controls I didn't like. You know how usually X is like the use button?
Your action
Like,
button.
If you want to like open a door or something, you click the right joystick.
Ugh, that's gross.
It's
Are there not remapping options?
I didn't look.
Okay.
I usually just go with how they made it, and it's whatever. But
Yeah.
it's kind of annoying.
So overall, though,
Overall, I'd give it a fanboy
Fanboy
worthy.
worthy?
Kind of low, I guess, because of the bad control schemes and glitching and.
but if you're a Star
All
Wars
that stuff.
fan,
If
it's
you're-
definitely worth it, even if
For
you
the
just want to
story.
go in on
Yeah.
story mode and blast your way
Yeah.
through. Just to
I
get
switched
that.
to story mode, and while the combat was more boring,
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the story more.
Yeah.
And the boss fights were funner because I didn't have to run in and die every time.
Sure.
It just took longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But
Cool.
awesome villains. Awesome villains.
Did you do anything else? Yeah.
I've been loving Mandalorian, loving
Yep.
Watchmen.
Yep.
And I've been watching his Dark Materials, which
Yeah.
episodes 1 and 2 was some of the most mediocre TV I watched. I thought episode 3 was a big improvement,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it can still get a lot better.
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like there's actually stakes in that show now. I've felt no sympathy for like anybody in that show, and now they've revealed some stuff. And it's like, okay, here we go.
Now
Should
we're
have been
getting
episode
started.
1. Like,
Cool.
but okay, that's it.
All right,
How long have I-
Tyler?
how long
That's
have I
30
been going?
minutes, Luke. 30 minutes.
That's what happens when you're gone for 3 weeks.
I'll go quick. I'm still playing Pokemon Shield. I have been tipped off by several people who have already beaten the game that there's not much of an end game, which Pokemon's never been one to have a huge end game, but
Right.
typically there's legendary hunting and things of that nature.
Are you? You're not a catch 'em all guy?
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm sometimes, I don't know. I'll catch a lot of them, but I always find like this core group that I really enjoy using,
Yeah.
and I never get off of them.
Mm.
But I'm really enjoying it. I think that's a good game. I give it a fanboy worthy. If you like Pokemon, I think this is a good game for you to either jump on the ship
Mm-hmm.
or keep playing, keep driving the ship. Definitely worth the time I've invested in it. I'm pretty close to 30 hours, pretty close to the end of the game. So getting ready to take the last gym leader on and then the championship, and then I'm done.
I bet you slap them.
Yeah, I haven't had. I actually have not blacked out once, which is when your whole team dies. I haven't lost yet. So,
Attaboy.
I
Don't forget
watched.
to stretch.
Huh?
Don't forget to stretch.
Yeah, no, definitely got to stretch. I'm almost caught up on Titans, which I wasn't behind very much, but I didn't watch last week's episode, which was the penultimate, and then the finale is this week. So I'll watch those, and I'll have a review for the season at the end. It's trending up, I will say that. My brother has never seen Star Wars.
Yeah.
And we watched episode 4 and episode 5 this week.
Nice.
And he loves it. And it's so cool to watch somebody see that for the first time and experience that for the first time. But, man, Empire's so good.
Yep.
Every time I watch it, I'm reminded how much I love that movie. I rewatched Peanut Butter Falcon. It's my favorite movie this year. Bar none. It's not close.
I've watched it twice, actually.
So
I haven't been able to talk. I watched it when I got it, and then I showed it to my parents.
I let somebody borrow it
so.
from work, and they texted me this weekend because that's when they watched it. And the text I got was, "What's rule number 1?" Party. And I was like, "Party." And he loved it. And I've talked to several people who really love it. I hope that movie wins some sort of award at the Oscars this year. I really do. Because it's just not a movie we get enough.
I'm hoping for nominations. I don't know, wins are so hard to come by, but a nomination in itself would be great.
Yeah, it'd be good for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then before I get to my last thing, the Black Friday sale is running on Xbox already. Don't know if anybody has looked at it here besides me. Have you looked at it?
I just briefly glanced at it.
I picked up the Arkham Collection, which is all 3 Batman Arkham games and all of their DLC for $15. And I started playing Arkham Asylum again. That game is incredible. I loved it when it came out. I love it even more now.
Yeah.
And then I also I started playing Arkham Knight because I wanted to show my brother like how much better hit detection was in the newest one. And like,
look at all these improvements.
In Arkham Asylum, like I can't hardly get like a 10-hit combo. I'm like, man, it's so frustrating. Especially because the last one I played was Arkham Knight, where I can rip off like 100-hit combos. First fight I did on Arkham Knight was like 43 hit, and I was like, yeah, that's better. That's what I'm used to. So it's been really fun. Wow, I just got a very important email. That was weird. I'll look at that later. And then, so this is my big thing. So I'm a big fan of Brian Michael Bendis. He's the co-creator of Miles Morales. He has, in the last probably year and a half, he jumped over to DC Comics from Marvel. I remember like when he jumped over, Luke and I were kind of talking about like, oh, what's he gonna write? Teen Titans? Is it gonna? We kept thinking like young characters, and it was revealed that he was gonna relaunch Superman, and I was like, what? Like your first project with a new publisher is Superman? Like they must have a lot of faith in him, and I really like his stuff. But I read his The Man of Steel relaunch of Superman, and I would rank this. I would give it a booyah. I think this is one of my favorite Superman stories I've ever read. But also, I would read anything this guy writes at this point. I think he's my favorite writer, which is weird to say because there's a lot of really good ones. But like, he does such a good job of making superheroes like relatable that shouldn't be relatable. Like Miles Morales should not be relatable for me, but he is. He's a 12-year-old. Why would I relate to him? But like he's relatable because he has problems and he faces family issues that, you know, maybe are easy for me to understand. Superman, a character that is often misunderstood, and we could go at length about that. But my favorite thing about this book is Superman has all these problems, but the biggest problem he has is a family problem and a human problem that everybody faces at some point in their life. And I just think that is so awesome because Superman always has to punch his way out of things. And for the first time in a long time, I read a Superman story where his biggest problem is being a family man. Mm-hmm. And you're like, man, that's so cool. Like,
yeah.
Good job, Bendis. So no, it's my favorite Superman book I've read. It's a booyah. I am going to try to find a way to continue this story in some form or fashion. But really good. Would recommend to anybody.
Nice.
Awesome. Picked it up at AirCap?
I picked it up at AirCap, yeah, for $10.
Heck yeah.
It's a $25 book, hardback.
Very cool. Very cool.
But yeah, that's it for me.
Oh, I did quite a bit
8 minutes compared to Luke's 30.
I'll try and keep mine short. Although I think
I think I should be going.
Oh dear. So
Clock's ticking.
I know.
Tick, tick, tick.
So I watched. I didn't play very many games this week, so a little low on the gaming side of things. But I did watch quite a few things. I've been watching on Disney Plus The World According to Jeff Goldblum. I don't know if you guys have seen any of those.
Haven't watched any of it.
I think they're kind of fun. They're little 30-minute vignettes about something in the world, whether that's ice cream or tattoos or shoes. And Jeff Goldblum's just got a fun personality. I don't know. It's something that I'll just turn on and like when I'm doing something else, kind of have on in the background. I think it works really well for that. That's probably a Matthew McConaughey in my book. It's it's coming out weekly, so there's only like three or four episodes out right now. But I've been enjoying them for the most part. I also got through She-Ra season 4. Way better than season 3. This is on Netflix. And season 3 had like 6 or 7 episodes. I don't know if you guys remember my review of season 3. It was
super short.
Super short.
They're doing
And
Voltron
this
style.
one completely like made up for that. They pushed the story in really good ways, and they pushed characters in really interesting ways away and towards like different alliances, and it really shook up kind of the core group in where they end up at the very end of this season, which is in a completely like it's kind of the culmination of everything we've known so far. Outside some of like the deep little lore hints on like what else is going on, but it makes for a very interesting setup to season 5.
Cool.
She-Ra's not for everyone. It is kind of a kids show.
I think I'll watch it when it ends.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
I don't think
I've
it's
watched
as good.
He-Man.
Yeah, I don't think it's probably as good as something like I don't know. I just know your love of Voltron. It's not really like it's
There's
not like
not a
Voltron.
lot of shows like Voltron, at least for me. That's one of my favorite.
It's
shows,
just it's a little more simple.
Yeah.
But it's very easy to follow and very easy to understand. And most of the characters are pretty likable. I haven't really found any that are super annoying, and I wish
I hope
didn't
that
exist.
character dies.
Yeah.
In this kids cartoon show.
I've also
they slit his
been
throat.
so once I finished that, I started on The Dragon Prince season 3. I am halfway through that.
Luke's watched it 3 times already, dude.
Actually, I forgot it came out.
He'll watch it tonight. Don't worry.
I'm kind of busy.
So halfway through, it's a booyah.
Good.
Like still, I love it. I think this is the best currently running animated show that's out there.
Do I watch any more? Now that Voltron's over.
I would say now that I was like, no, Luke is the other guy.
I think
who-
I agree with you right now.
Does Young Justice count?
It's better than Young Justice.
Like as a whole?
Yeah.
It's very
very
That's awesome.
very good. And
just
season
didn't know if it
3
counted.
really moving the pieces forward. I think what I kind of mentioned about season 2 was it really slowed down and focused on the characters. And now we kind of know where those characters are, and so we're back to the action. We're back to
Cool.
what is how are the players moving around the map, so to say. I mean, literally around the world, but also like strategically to get where they want to be.
Awesome. I bet I can finish that in a day, though.
You could. It's probably like, what, 12 episodes?
9.
Oh, yeah. You could watch that in one sitting. Easy.
Yeah.
You could do that tonight.
No. I'm going to go to bed a little earlier tonight.
Yeah.
I'll throw on Attack of the Clones and fall right asleep.
Right. So I saw 2 other movies before we do Ford v Ferrari. Stephanie and I went and saw Charlie's Angels, which did not do well box office wise.
Yes.
Screen grab that. There's your tweet for the week.
There's our thumbnail.
And Blow will say Video Game Awards.
Everybody will be like, what?
Charlie's this is weird.
What do I owe you for losing this bet?
Another X-Wing model.
Oh, no. No.
The bet was on whether I'd like this or not.
Yeah.
And Tyler thought I would, and Luke said,
I just took the opposite.
yeah.
I was just betting against
So
Tyler.
I called it first take because that's how like debate shows are. Like even if they don't agree with it, they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna ride with that."
Sure.
It's stupid,
Yeah,
but it
I
worked
don't know.
out for you. So
Yeah.
congratulations.
It did. Yeah, so for me, this is a straight to streaming. There's a lot to like about it. I think that the cast is pretty good. There's kind of 5 main characters, and the core 3 are really good, and then the tertiary 2 characters are... Yeah. I don't know if Elizabeth Banks needs to act and direct in her own movie. Like, I like Elizabeth Banks, but
Not in this.
not in this. And there's another character in here who
It's Patrick Stewart.
is Patrick Stewart, who
He earned that paycheck over the phone, didn't he?
he did.
Sounds nice.
He should have been in it. He should have been in it for 5 minutes, and he was in it for much more.
Should have been in it for 5. He was in it for 10.
But that said, like Kristen Stewart and Naomi Scott, especially, I think are really they've got really good chemistry together. Their performances are pretty good. Kristen Stewart has a lot of like real funny lines. She's actually the comedic relief. Naomi Scott also has some of that as the new face in the organization. We get to see through some of her eyes. And then it's a little bit like Hobbs and Shaw, where it's just like, why is this happening? Because we want to go to this place, right? Because The Rock wants to shoot part of a movie in Samoa, we're going to go to Samoa, even though the movie could have ended in Russia. In this movie, it's the same, except
They go to Samoa and they meet The Rock's mom.
Yes.
And
The Rock's
instead-
mom cashing in on all these movies.
And then they're like, "Where are the guns?" And they pull out big old wood hammers, and there's like, and they attach 10 cars together.
They go find Gibraltar from
There's
Apex.
there's a really terrible. The third act in this is not good. Like the first 2 acts, not too bad, and then the third act is just like, I guess we needed this for whatever reason.
Is it long?
No, thank goodness.
It sounds like it would feel long. Maybe it was because it took you a long time to respond on our bet.
Yeah.
Maybe I thought the movie was way longer than it is.
I didn't
it's
feel
30
like
minutes
it.
longer than it actually is
True.
because they play 10
True.
trailers and 20 minutes of ads and
It didn't feel uncomfortably long. It's just that the third act doesn't make... It makes sense because they forced the plot to do it, but it, like, when you think about, like, hey, would this happen? It happened because it's a movie, and rather than doing the hard work of writing a decent ending, they just wrote an ending that was kind of meh. Anyways, straight to streaming. Check Charlie's Angels out on whatever streaming service it comes out on.
what company was it?
I don't remember. Lionsgate, maybe? No. Paramount. Is it Paramount?
I don't know. I didn't
don't know.
see it.
I don't remember.
It'll probably be on like Netflix then.
The other movie I went to this weekend was Frozen 2.
I'm going to look it up because I'm curious. Sorry.
So Stephanie and I went with our daughter Claire, who's 4 and loves Frozen. So of course we did the responsible adult parenting thing and took her with the other, 16 million children that were there. I actually really liked it. I think it is as good as the original.
Okay.
I don't think people will look back at the music as being quite as memorable as what Frozen had. That said, I actually think that the music itself is a little more nuanced and really leans into the strength of the narrative, which is definitely stronger in this one than in the first. It does some really good world building. because they're kind of exploring a little bit more about like what is the source of Elsa's magic and what are these.
Where did Arendelle come from?
Is it Arendelle?
Arendelle? Yes, I don't know. I have a little bit
trolls?
of a sinus thing, so I feel like I'm a little nasally. I apologize to anyone listening to this faster than
It's because you sneezed
time.
3 times.
Like 20 times.
It's 3.
It's-
I had to say
Almost 4.
I had to say bless you 3 times.
I tried. I tried to get that 4th one out, and it didn't work.
Go back to the tape.
Send it to New York. I need a flag.
So Anna and Elsa are obviously they are the key to this. I mean, they're the center of this movie, and I think that their relationship really builds off of the first one in a good way that doesn't just quite rehash the like we're back and we're like. I mean, they still have a little bit of that stubbornness because they're siblings, but they're much more willing like to work together and kind of move and learn things. Whereas the boys are the comedic relief. Again, Kristoff and Sven and Olaf are the comedic relief in the first one. They're back as the comedic relief, and I think that's a plus for me. Especially Josh Gad as Olaf has some ridiculously funny bits, I'll say, about like he's kind of doing that like what is change, and I'm scared of change. Does anything actually stay the same? And
He's an existentialist.
yes, he's going through an existential crisis. But as Olaf, the permafrosted snowman who doesn't really know how to handle that. It's that adolescence. I think the visuals and the cinematography on this are fantastic. If Pixar is like they really nail that like close, like smaller stories on a way more like personal scale. I think Disney, and especially with Frozen, like they bring that camera way back and they give you a sense of scale and epicness that really fits with the fantastical elements in this movie. There's a couple scenes near the end with Elsa that are really, really beautiful. And I won't say anything else because I don't want to spoil anything. But they're really, really cool.
Because I do want to see it, but I'm going to Warren 21 where there's no children.
Yeah.
Dana saw it last Friday at Warren 21 without me.
Did you like it?
She thought it was fine.
Okay.
So in our house, we're not very high on Frozen. So
Okay.
yeah.
I've got a good scale now to go off because I'm like in between that.
So one of my plus/minuses.
Neutral?
It's a more of a neutral point that'll lead into my negatives. Has to do with how much the movie tries to do. Like it really is going for like it's swinging big, which I appreciate, but I also think it either could have used an actual like 2-hour proper runtime, like a little bit longer runtime, or they needed to just like scale back on what they were trying to say, because they go into some real like I won't say deep political things in terms of like they're dealing as Queen of Arendelle has to deal with this Nordic tribe that's up in the woods, and there's like history there between their two countries.
If you hear anybody yell, boy, run.
Just know you've already lost.
They try and tackle that along with some of the like what is magic and where does it come from and why does Elsa have these powers, and I don't think they quite deliver 100% on any of them, but they deliver enough on all of them that it's still satisfying. Like you'll walk out of the movie like, yeah, that was good, and then you'll start thinking about it, and you're like, they didn't really resolve that, did they? They kind of here's my notes. Some of the magic/spirit stuff is kind of yada yada by the end.
Yada yada. It's like an Italian guy in a sub shop in New York. He's like, yeah, and then it just kind of happened. What?
Okay, can I have my sandwich?
And then my other negative is that the third act moves really fast. Just again, where I think they could have taken another 10 minutes, and it may be pushing it for kids, but just to kind of flesh out some of what's going on. Because there's a moment at the end of the second act that kicks off the third act that from then on out, it's just you're going 110 miles an hour. And it's cool.
I wish...
But I do think it could have been slowed down.
I wish studios would put... I feel like not as much effort... I don't know if it's studios or the writer or director or whatever, but I feel like the third act just gets less attention a lot of times. Yeah. There's like, okay, we got to finish.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I don't know what the explanation is or any of that, but like, for me, Fallen Order.
Yeah.
The ending, like, saved the game. It was epic. Charlie's Angels ruined the entire thing almost. Frozen. It wasn't as good, but you still enjoyed it. Like, that third act needs to be
perfect.
It doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs. I think it doesn't need more importance.
But third acts that do that, I think of Pixar movies. I think of Toy Story 4 from earlier this year. I think it has that like go go go, and then right in the middle they're like pump the brakes. We have to deal with this. I don't remember the doll.
Yeah, the creepy doll. They were all dolls and they're all creepy.
They're all dolls and they're all creepy.
Dolls are creepy.
The main antagonist, they pause for a couple minutes and they like have a kind of a resolution thing, and then it's a little more go go go, and then there's some, things with the main characters. Is it too late to spoil things, or still too early to spoil things for Toy Story 4? I don't know. But the point is that they kind of pause and they like let people understand why things are happening, and why it's important in not only the plot but also like emotionally. Why is this important? Because especially when you're dealing with kids movies, I think if this is a movie you're gonna have a kid is gonna want to watch over and over again, you want to add that emotional layer there that will let them get something out of it on the 15th rewatch. So
15th rewatch in 15 days. And we had to watch it again.
That's the part of parenting I'll never look forward to.
Mommy, why is Daddy crying? Oh, he doesn't want to watch Frozen again, sweetheart.
Okay, when we went to go see Frozen, here's my dad moment of the.
Did you cry?
The show. Pre-show, they were showing trailers, 30 minutes of trailers, and the last trailer that they showed before the movie was Star Wars. Totally came out of left field. I didn't expect it, so I'm like, oh, wow, cool, whatever, that's fine. It seemed like it was a little bit shorter of one. Maybe they had cut it down.
Claire was like, oh, whoa.
Claire was like, Daddy, that's BB-8. And I was like, fuck. I was like, I have succeeded as a father. She recognizes something from Star Wars, and tears were just streaming down.
I love it.
And then she looked over at me and was like, it's okay.
And you're like, stop.
I was like, I won't stop.
Quick, be tough. Flex. Think about The Rock. Would this movie be better with The Rock?
Answer, yes.
So, Frozen 2, fanboy worthy. If you don't have a kid, probably go see it on like a weekday when there's less populated,
at
or
10:30 at night.
If you have like a 21 plus
theater.
Type of theater around you where you don't have to worry about children.
Going to see Frozen 2, break out the booze.
All right, you guys need to do Ford vs. Ferrari.
I know.
We're an hour in and we haven't even got to news yet.
Hey, I told you guys I had a lot, so sorry.
I'm kind of glad I didn't have a lot this week. I did a lot of home improvement. I figure people who listen to this don't want to hear about that.
We could just save Video Game Award stuff for next week.
Yeah,
we don't have to talk about every.
I cleaned my gutters.
Ford v Ferrari.
Hung Luke my Christmas lights.
Not together, but we did both see this.
Yeah.
Luke, I've been talking for a while. Kick us off.
I went and saw this last night because so much is coming out. I want to make sure I got to this one because I've been really looking forward to it. And yeah, did not disappoint. this is a booyah, and it is one of my favorite movies to come out this year. It's top 3.
Yeah, it's number 3 for me as well.
Me too.
We agree on something.
Yeah.
That means I'm gonna hate it.
But our 1 and 2 are different.
Yeah.
But yeah, this honestly just everything about it.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't have any negatives.
I don't either.
I was thinking about,
I was like, I gotta think of one. Gotta overanalyze this. No, I can't do it. I can't do
it's like
it.
the score. No, that's good.
I listened to the score all day today at work.
Cinematography.
I loved the score.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
So gorgeous. The writing.
Rare that it's this good.
Yeah.
And just seems like this is a bit of a bigger movie, it feels like, honestly.
Yeah. And honestly, I think the writing is elevated by the performances of Christian Bale and Matt Damon.
They're so good.
They're so good.
I also loved the supporting cast
Yeah.
with Miles' wife.
Mm-hmm.
She was awesome.
Yep. Yeah, that first scene with her was real fun.
Phil, I don't remember the actor's. He's
the fourth.
Matt Damon's helper dude who
Yeah.
helps with the car. He was
Yeah.
awesome. I thought his son was really good, which is nice to have a kid actor who's good. But my favorite, I loved John Berthal. He was really good. But man, Josh Lucas,
Yeah.
I wanted to punch his face so hard. He did so good at being punchable.
Yep.
Wow.
You're like, oh, Josh Lee, I like him. I know him. He's a good actor. He's from. Why are you making me hate you right now?
Just every time he'd talk, I'd be like, don't you do this. Gosh dang it. He did it.
The other thing I really want to call out is the sound mixing. If this movie doesn't get nominated, it is a crime against humanity for best sound mixing. If it doesn't win, I will be very disappointed because this is one of those racing movies or just a car movie that you feel like you're there.
It's like,
The sound, like, I'm not in a 4D theater, the chair isn't shaking, but the sound, it's so immersive and it's so well mixed.
and it doesn't take away from the music that's going
Nope.
on or the conversations that
Yep.
are also going on.
Yep.
Which means it's not a David Fincher movie. But yeah, like, oh man, like at Le Mans when they're all racing and when they start and like the cars are wrecking and
Yeah.
gunning and pipes are bursting and people are yelling. You're just like, I need a helmet. Like,
There's a little bit of anxiety there.
Yeah.
And then it kind of like calms down. You're like, oh, okay.
and then like they're driving in the rain. You can like feel the rain hit you.
You can hear it, the little pitter patter, but they're going like 100 miles an hour, so it's like it's more than a pitter patter.
It's like a rock hitting your windshield.
And then they make the turn. I loved.
I'm pretty
how-
sure I did this a couple. Like
Yeah.
I was shifting
Oh.
in my car, in my mind's car. I was going, oh yeah, I'm gonna go blow a gasket.
Yeah.
It's a line in the movie too, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
This is an incredible movie, and everybody should go see it.
And based on a real story. I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with the real story to tell you what was factually stretched for cinematic value, but
My housemate, went and saw it, and he said he looked up, and he said it looked like it was pretty factual.
yeah.
I mean, obviously liberties are always taken.
Yeah.
But that's a good sign, at least. That
Yeah.
I would say the ending surprised me. It shouldn't have, I don't think.
I know.
But like it was one of those like
I
this
might have to
was-
add. There's a couple things that surprised me about the ending.
Sure.
One less so, but one more so. Spoilers. I mean, I don't want to ruin it, but
Yeah, no spoilers. No spoilers.
I'll have seen it by next week, so you guys can go crazy off air.
Okay.
Dana wants to see this one, so
This
I've
is-
been trying to wait for her.
This is one that you could take. I mean, maybe not like if you're going to the.
not your 4-year-old daughter.
You don't want to take your 4-year-old daughter, but if you're going to go out and you want to see a movie over Thanksgiving, this is one that's probably not going to be super packed, but definitely worth it.
My audience. This is one of the best theater experiences I have ever had.
Yeah.
My audience, my crowd was my crowd. they were cheering, and like when good things happen, like the ladies over here next to me and the family over here, they're like, yeah, and I'm just like, man, this is awesome. Like when sad things are happening, like people are going, you know, like I felt like it was an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
But it was car racing. I was like, this is awesome. Nobody was like being annoying with phones. Everybody, I was the youngest person in my showing.
It got applause at the end from our theater.
Mine got a loud applause. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Got a lot. This is the only louder applause I've gotten this year was at in-game.
Yeah. That's probably just because of sheer numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And signatures and credits.
Oh, yeah.
But
all that emotion.
Also, a thing that I really, really appreciated about this movie was it didn't make me feel dumb.
Yeah.
For not knowing a lot about cars.
I don't know.
I don't know
Jack
anything
diddly
about cars.
freaking squat about cars. I know how to drive it. Kind of. But they're
Debatable.
like, they're using car lingo, but I'm not going, what? What does any of this mean? Like, they're just talking about cars, and I get it because they show you through the driving, which is nice.
Yeah, they do a really good job of contextualizing what they're talking about. So when they talk about something overheating, the brakes overheat, like they show you that as well, and that's a fairly easy example, but yeah.
Do you think they'll get any acting nominations for this one?
I hope so.
I really hope so, too.
I really hope so.
You sounded like you were going to cry when you said
No,
I hope so.
that's just the phlegm. That's just the phlegm.
I'd love to see Christian Bale get nominated. I thought he was incredible in this. Matt Damon also is incredible, but Christian Bale is, I thought it was just
he's honestly,
he's one of the best.
he's one of the best.
He was Batman.
He's on a whole nother level. And yeah, props to him.
His mannerisms in the trailer like sold me immediately. I was like, yo, this dude's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have seen it by next week, so I'll let you guys know what I think.
And it is a racing movie, therefore it is a sports movie. One of my favorite sports movies now, too.
There you go. Real quick before we move on to our news, I want to let everyone know that we are now on Spotify. So if you enjoy listening to your music and podcast over there, just search for What the Fanboy or go to our webpage, whatthefanboy.com. Go to the podcasts tab, and you can get a direct link there.
Heck yeah.
So yeah.
Spotify for the win. Good job, Brett.
Hey, thanks, man. News. What happened this week?
Today, Kong vs. Godzilla got delayed to November 2, 2020.
Makes me
happy.
It actually does.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it makes me happy.
Yeah. It makes me like hopeful. It makes me hopeful.
Yeah.
That, like,
hopeful's a good word. Hopeful's a good word.
Maybe this won't be
as bad as I thought it would be.
Man, I saw so many, and my guess is that just because it's Kong vs. Godzilla news, and the first people who on Twitter who are responding are the hardcore fans. I like to think I'm a hardcore fan, but like the hardcore fans who really liked Godzilla, King of the Monsters, because they're like, no! I'm like, no, trust me.
This is good.
This
is like a video game getting delayed for a good reason.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah. Now, we'll see how it stacks up competition-wise. I think it's a couple weeks before, after the Eternals. It's right in line for Thanksgiving weekend. So my guess is that they're kind of hoping that's their
sweet
good,
spot.
Yeah, a good sweet spot before the Christmas movies.
This is like the slower, like it'll be the biggest blockbuster at the time when it comes out. Because like right now is like award show season movies and stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah, once until you get up to a week
December,
before Christmas.
yeah, then it starts to pick back up.
Yep.
Then you get January.
Beverly Hills Cop 4 is on Netflix. It's going to be on Netflix. We don't need to go into it, but I'm excited for Beverly Hills Cop 4. So,
we got. I don't know if we got confirmation, but I think it was confirmed. Sorry, I didn't double check that. Noah Hawley is slated to direct Star Trek 4. I kind of thought that series was going to be dead after 3.
I'm just excited. I'm glad it's not Quentin Tarantino.
Oh no! Apparently that's still happening.
What?
It's just going to be its own thing.
Why? Just no, Tarantino. Do your own sci-fi thing if you're gonna do sci-fi.
I wouldn't mind that if he had his own side. But yeah, so cast was going to be returning. You probably don't know who Noah Hawley is, but he's directed much of the Fargo TV show, Legion on FX.
Yeah, he's a big FX guy. He's in a lot of shows.
He did this year a movie with Scarlett Johansson, Lucy in the Sky, which I have not seen.
Natalie Portman.
Okay.
Heard it was bad.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I was just checking his IMDb page, and I was like, okay, there's 3 different things he's done.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a trending story, and it's not. I don't want to call it news, but I definitely think it's interesting and could be applicable to future movies.
Sure.
Tim Miller,
oh yeah,
director of Deadpool, and he just did the Terminator movie,
Dark Fate.
He went on a podcast this week. Did you hear about this, Luke?
Yeah.
And said he exited Deadpool 2 because Ryan Reynolds wanted too much control, and it made him kind of frustrated. So he saw the writing on the wall that they couldn't see eye to eye, so he exited the project. And he also revealed that he would not work with James Cameron again because they don't allow him to have as much control as he would like to have. And I think that's kind of crazy that a director just straight up came out and said that, rather than like being like tongue in cheek about it. He's just like, yeah, I want more control, and you guys suck.
My guess is, so on the you guys suck thing real quick, I will say, didn't he say that the thing with Cameron was pretty, like, they were both like, it's not that they'll never work with each other again, just not on a franchise movie?
I didn't read enough of it.
Or at least it was fairly peaceful.
It didn't sound like I hate you, James
right.
Cameron. It was just, it was just like I wouldn't do another Terminator movie, essentially.
No, I think this is kind of systematic throughout Hollywood right now.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen 1,300 directors leave the Star Wars movies over the past 4 years alone, and
the Flash movie.
I mean, look at any franchise, and you're dealing with this kind of a thing.
Yeah.
The one that I really remember kind of kicking it all off was probably Trank and Fanbox. Like, that was the kind of the big profile one where he came out and said, "This is not my version of the movie." And I feel
this isn't what I wanted to make.
I was told I was going to be able to make it, and then the producers said no. And it was made by committee.
Everybody in Hollywood should go watch Ford versus Ferrari. I think they might be able to learn something.
James Mangold is good.
But it's like what happens in that movie.
Oh, sure. I see what you're saying.
Transfer it to Hollywood.
That's not that's a very, it's one of those, a tale as old as time in Hollywood, honestly, is kind of that, like, idea of the artist. And it goes back to, like,
tale as old as time.
In the 1930s and 40s, studios ran everything.
Yeah.
It was a studio first economy in terms of
and it used to work.
It did, but then I think I'm not 100% sure on what all happened in terms of why certain things happened. I know that, like, there was a lot of concern with the studios owning theaters, so that got revoked. Now we're seeing that maybe come back a little bit.
With streaming?
No, with actual, like...
This is the Warner Bros. Theater.
Right.
This is the Disney Theater.
There's some law. There's I think it's called the Paramount rules or something like that, that basically say you as a studio who make movies cannot own your own theater chain and give yourself your own movie's preference. It's a fair market type of thing, a way to prevent that. And they've been in talks the last couple months about moving those back. We have movies that are now made more so by creative directors, aka maybe someone like Kevin Feige, than individual directors who just maybe come in and put their little spin on it. Not to say that movies in the MCU aren't influenced by their directors and their directors don't have that kind of control. I'm just picking on Marvel because they're the They're the big boy in the room. But I think we see evidence of, with like movies like Joker, of a director being given the freedom to chase their vision.
Making $1 billion.
Now we'll see if that continues.
Yeah, that was a huge, weird crapshoot of a news story this week.
See what we did? We segued right
We
into the next
did,
story.
yeah. So there was the Hollywood Reporter reported that a sequel was coming, and then
Deadline.
It was Deadline was like, hold, pump the brakes. No, it's
Hey,
not. Hey, yeah. Insert Kawhi gif. Hey. Like, yeah, no. So I don't know if this is happening. So it's weird. So one of the things Deadline talked about was that there was a rumor, and this was purely speculation, but there was rumor that Todd Phillips had pitched an idea called DC Black or whatever about having a lot of movies like this about other villains.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually says it in his DGA interview. He's like, yeah, I pitched this idea and they said no, but we can do a Joker movie. But then Deadline's like, yeah, that didn't happen either. I'm like, okay, but he said he did. So what is it? Like, and it makes me feel like the Deadline article loses a little bit of credibility. But then again, it could be Todd Phillips just lying because he's kind of weird and dumb. But
I think both outlets are getting timetables mixed up.
Yeah.
Because that happened like before Joker.
Before Joker came out, right.
Yeah, and so Deadline's going, no, that conversation did not happen this week.
Yeah.
Right.
And it could be
But
that.
then Hollywood Reporter is going, yeah, it did happen 3 years ago. It's like, so
Well, and
technically you're both right.
I think Phillips was on with I have written down IndieWire. I didn't triple check that source, but that he said that like this meeting that the Hollywood Reporter was talking about that it hadn't happened. Nothing has been decided yet on the future of
a Joker sequel.
Of a Joker sequel or this like spin-off thing. Not saying it couldn't. He didn't say no, that it wouldn't happen. He just said that those meetings haven't happened yet.
So I want to ask a question. If you had to pick a villain to get a movie in the style of the Joker, who would it be? I have mine, but I'm curious what you guys would pick.
Does it have to be a villain? I don't have one.
I would think so.
either
I mean,
side.
if that was the original idea that Todd Phillips had, so I think to be in line with that, yes.
Right, to be a villain.
Or anti-hero, whatever.
I don't know.
The thing is, I want it to be different than the Joker.
I would do Scarecrow.
Scarecrow could be interesting. Yeah.
Again, you would have a chance to deal with mental health, which it would be similar to Joker, but in a much more insane way.
You know what I think would fit well if they wanted to do... I'm not advocating for this. If they wanted to do this whole, like, villain cinematic thing in, like, the Batman universe, I'd love, like, a Harvey Two-Face that plays with... Because the Joker kind of plays with politics a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, what if he is a politician during this rioting and...
You get a lot of duality in there, too, which would be fun. Yeah.
So I'll say Two-Face.
I think the only one that I could really think of, I don't know, is to have a story involving Deadshot just as a hitman.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be bouncing out off 20 walls.
Right.
And Amanda Waller.
Mm.
And a relationship of a contracting killer being used by the government or something like that. I don't know.
Again, the politics thing would be...
Yeah.
That's the angle. I mean, that's what they're pushing.
Yep.
So that'd be cool. Sorry, a little off.
No, I like
there,
it.
But
I like it. Good question. You got any other movie news?
Oh, yeah. So, this Uncharted movie?
lose another director?
No, it did. Even better, it gained Mr. Marky Mark, maybe. I don't think it's set in stone yet.
That's the new rumor.
But it's funny because he was one of the people being approached for Nathan Drake back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
This movie has been in development hell for so long. He's now possibly playing Nathan Drake's mentor. Solely. which is just so funny. Sully's gonna be so jacked, man. He's gonna little.
Sully's gonna look like an action hero.
Oh, kind of just wish this movie wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I agree with myself.
News I can confirm just now. The continue watching button is now on Disney Plus.
Oh, hey. Hallelujah.
It's a miracle. I'm tired of trying to figure out what episode I was on last. This one looks familiar.
Start it. Ah, dang it! I already saw this one.
Some other news. Lord of the Rings on Amazon Prime has already been renewed for season 2.
This is one of those, it sounds ridiculous, but it doesn't really surprise anyone because it's a billion-dollar
it's $1 billion
investment.
show.
Of
Yeah.
course, it's got 3 seasons guaranteed.
Yeah. Even if it sucks.
Even if it's awful.
Yeah.
Good job, Lord of the Rings.
Another show got renewed before it airs.
What is unique about that is
Nothing's been filmed yet.
because nothing's been filmed, they can start writing season 2, and they can shoot parts of season 2 while shooting season 1. So if they're worried about,
This actor can't be here for this,
or these sets are really complicated, we're only going to use this set once type of thing. They can do that without having to rebuild the whole set or worry about scheduling.
That's what they did with the Lord of the Rings trilogy. They just filmed it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another show got renewed ahead of its premiere, which is The Witcher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that got renewed for season 2 already. It comes
Seems like
out.
a good sign.
Yeah. Usually is a good sign.
Guys, there's a third show that got renewed for a second season ahead of its premiere.
Oh, boy.
Servant on Apple TV from M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh.
Shame that it's on Apple TV.
Yeah, seriously.
So,
good for you, Rupert
if someone
Grint.
wants to watch it and tell us how it is, none of us have Apple TV Plus right now.
Why don't you have it? You have Apple everything.
I haven't bought a new Apple device, and they're going to give me a year free when I buy a new Apple device.
Really?
Yeah. If you get if you were to get a new laptop or something,
because I need a new phone, so
if you get a new phone, they will give you a year free of Apple TV Plus.
Even if I buy it through off-air conversation, never mind.
No, I think you have to buy it from them.
Okay, never mind.
You can't buy it off of Craigslist.
So you have to pay $1,300.
No, I was
or
gonna
the black market.
off-air.
Okay.
Listen, my drug dealer has really good connections.
Another Apple news. In other Apple news,
I didn't know apples were different.
It had a film coming out called The Banker, and they've put that on pause following allegations of sexual abuse from the real-life subject's son, who was a part of making it. He was
the story
one of the producers basically on the film. I mean, he's like, this story is about my dad. I'm gonna sell it to you, Apple, and help you make this movie about it.
Turns out he's grody, maybe.
Dude,
allegedly.
Apple TV is off to a horrendous start.
So this was gonna be their big award season film, and
not
now they're not
anymore.
even sure if they're gonna be able to
Finish it?
Well, it's finished. It's just, are they gonna actually
get rid of the producer and replace him with Christopher Plummer?
Yeah,
it works every
once.
time.
It worked once.
Which is every time.
So this has Anthony Mackie and Samuel L. Jackson are the stars.
Oh, I did hear about this.
So
I didn't realize it was that, but
yeah.
Wow.
My guess is it'll still come out, but it'll just
be on there on Apple TV.
Yeah, I don't know.
Were they planning on a small theater release?
Yeah, just for awards. It was never gonna go big, but
one theater in LA, one theater in New York.
Yep.
For 1 week.
Only the important people get to see it. There's a big casting this week, and I'm gonna butcher his name, but John Turturro?
Turturro.
Gosh,
yeah.
I mess it up every time. Was cast as Carmine Falcone.
You probably know him best from Transformers as the crazy. Is he FBI?
He's some other secret agency.
He's some secret
Shield
agent.
7 agent. Something
7.
Sector
yeah.
7.
Sector 7.
Yeah, he gets peed on by Bumblebee in the first one. That was dumb.
He also is right below the scrotum in the third one.
Yeah, that's right.
Directly beneath. Hey, scrotum. I think I need to kind of want to watch those again now.
So I feel bad for bringing that up because that's definitely not his best
It's not his
performances,
best work at
and
all.
he is a good actor.
He's great.
I'm excited.
I'm juiced about this one.
This
Yeah.
is fantastic
Yeah.
casting.
Yeah.
This is gonna be awesome.
Oh, we're gonna get that live action Long Halloween movie.
Yep.
I'm so excited.
I really like what Matt Reeves is putting together with this cast.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really do. I'm really looking forward to this one.
I just love how nobody was going like, oh, who's gonna play Carmine Falcone? Like it's all been like these super big villains, and
Yeah.
just out of the blue, it's just like Carmine Falcone. Here he
You
is.
said it. I love the gift choice too.
Yeah.
Great.
Yep. Any other? I've got some gaming news.
I just have the Snyder Cut.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about that. We actually got asked by Wichita Life,
Yeah.
who just did a thing at WSU about how to run social media accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that.
So shout
I
out
had a
to
question
at
for us.
Wichita Live.
Probably should have gone to that.
We'll hit him up and figure out when the next one is.
Yeah. But
Um,
yeah, he asked us, how do we feel about the Snyder Cut?
Yeah, so if you didn't know, sometime
Sunday.
last
Saturday.
week, last Saturday,
Sunday.
no,
It was the last day of Comic Con.
yeah, you're right,
It was the 17th.
was the 2-year anniversary of Justice League, and
Woo.
to celebrate, a bunch of the actors, aka Gal and Ben
And Ray Fisher.
Everybody except Henry Cavill.
Did Ezra Miller put anything out?
Oh, and Ezra. Forgot about him.
Did Ezra or Henry
Momoa did.
have Twitter accounts? So I think the thing is, like, Henry Cavill doesn't have a Twitter. He has a Instagram, but he doesn't have a Twitter account. In any case, they all had little hashtag release the Snyder Cut
Yeah.
messages, and Zack Snyder was more than happy to retweet to his masses.
His cult.
I think there was a little bit of speculation that this was preempting some sort of announcement, which
I thought it was.
didn't
Yeah,
didn't happen.
it was just the 2-year thing was
Yeah.
the big thing. But I honestly kind of just took it as confirmation that it's coming.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Gal is a great person, but I don't know if she would care as much. And Ben too, like I think Ben hated working on Justice League.
I mean, we've seen that movie, right? Like,
Yeah. Well, it's a different movie.
well, that's true.
But
Well, it was interesting. Some of those behind the scenes photos. I mean, it's an actor working with a director, but like it looks like they're having a good time. I think it's more of a Ben does not like the drama.
That came
And
around.
that comes with being cast as Batman.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
just drama there, and he's so he doesn't care about that.
While
kind of
he was
stuff.
Batman, his life literally fell apart too.
That's true.
Which is also
There's
it harbors
lots of-
bad memories for him.
Yeah.
but it's coming.
Yeah.
The Snyder Cut, the director's cut of Justice League is going to come.
Yeah.
My personal prediction is it will either be announced day one HBO Max release, or it will be announced that is coming at Comic-Con. Zack Snyder will walk out on stage and be like, I'm gonna make a director's cut. It's coming to theaters for one night, and then it'll be on HBO Max.
All 4.5 hours of it.
Yeah. Jeez, a movie's lol. But yeah, it's
It's happening.
it's gonna happen. It's happening. It's happening. GIF.
My
I think
thoughts
you're-
on it though, like I'm excited if indeed it does happen, which we think it will. I'll be excited about it.
Me too.
Look,
Yeah.
I love the DC universe, not just the movies, but like as a whole, and I'll be excited to spend more time with those characters in one fashion or another.
Yeah.
So I'll be excited about it. I'm sure it'll have some really cool moments. It'll probably have some stupid narrative stuff that happens, and people will praise it and say we're the problem.
Yeah.
But
We don't get it.
Yeah, we're not smart enough to understand that movie, I guess. But
too
I'm
woke.
excited that it's likely to happen. This is cool for directors, I think.
Someone on Twitter had asked, why do people care so much about this? Like, do you really think it's going to fix all the problems? And my blanket answer to that is no, I don't think it'll fix all the problems, But it's a little bit like if one of Da Vinci's paintings was like to be generous, 80% complete, and then some other artist, still probably a very talented artist, comes in and finishes it. That's
reworks
still,
the whole thing.
Or yeah, in reality, it would be more of a rework.
Yeah.
It would still be interesting for me to see Da Vinci's sketches, even if they're not complete.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see what his final version of that would be, but even if it was more like, here's 15 sketches that I did and some some paint work to dial in the mood and what it kind of would look like, even if it's unfinished. That's why I'm excited about it. Not because I think Zack Snyder is God's gift to cinema.
Is it cinema though?
Amusement
Scorsese,
park.
you changed my life with that comment, and I love you for it. Thank you so much. I agree with you though.
But I'm not here to be one of those kind of people. What I want to see is a filmmaker's vision actually realized, even if it's not complete.
Mm-hmm. And I actually think it's a lot more done than we think.
Yeah.
I think you're probably right.
I think there could still be, and that's why I think more likely it will be announced at Comic-Con. Because I do think they're going to let them finish it. It may not look super good, but it'll at least won't be like Ben just standing in front of a green screen going... or something.
There's parody.
Like, there'll at least be some type of base effect behind it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. It will be... It's just kind of respectful to let Zach do what he intended.
Mm-hmm.
And the circumstances around all that was just terrible.
Yeah, it's not handled in the best way by Warner Brothers, and hopefully they kind of know that. But yeah, I'm starting to look forward to it now.
Yeah. Agreed.
Because it's gonna happen. I'm on the train. I'm on the hype train. I'm on that Zack Snyder hype train, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Choo-choo. Jumping on with me. Let's go.
Oh, guys. We got a new Half-Life game announced this week.
Yeah, but it's VR.
I've never played a Half-Life game.
It's not Half-Life 3. It's Half-Life Alex with a Y. Yeah, so
What a hipster.
Valve announced Half-Life VR game. Well, I hope the 12 people who use VR will enjoy it.
I've never played a Half-Life game.
I played a little bit of Half-Life 2, and it was way after it came out, so it had not aged particularly well. So I don't have any vested interest in that, but I know a lot of other people are. And I know a lot of people are still excited that we're getting something more out of Half-Life. And maybe if it does... I mean, even if it doesn't do that well, because, again, it's a VR game.
Watch just Oculus and everything just blast off through the roof.
Yeah.
Are you listening to memes on our live show?
Okay. In other gaming news, Halo Reach is coming to the Master Chief Collection on Xbox and PC.
Woo!
December 3rd.
Great game.
So, if you're on PC... So, Master Chief Collection is pretty much complete for anyone on Xbox. And so this is kind of like the last piece of the puzzle. If you're on PC, though, it's the first piece of the puzzle, as they're releasing these games chronologically. I know people have been really kind of excited and yet impatient about it coming out on PC. But finally has a date, so get hyped. It's a good game. It's my favorite Halo game. So very excited to hop back onto that.
Mine too.
See all them 4K textures.
I like 5. I haven't played it yet.
What's your? Do you have more other
No.
than the Game Awards?
Oh, and then my last thing was just kind of what you had mentioned earlier. Be on the lookout. There'll be lots of sales this week. Whether you go into your local GameStop, you're probably not going to get that good of a deal there.
Go to Target and Best Buy and Walmart.
Target, Best Buy, Walmart, online, those online stores. Xbox has already got theirs up.
Yep.
I'm sure PlayStation probably also has something up.
I haven't looked yet, but I need to.
Bets on whether Nintendo discounts their games at all?
They said they're not.
Yeah,
See, I
not.
knew it! That was gonna be my bet was going to be no, because
They're
they
Nintendo.
hate people.
Yeah. But people still
But
give
they
them
love money.
Breath of the Wild's been out for 3 years now. It's still $60.
They get away with releasing 2
New
of
games a year.
the exact same game with missing content. What other developer can get away with that?
Oh, you're talking about Pokemon?
Yeah, I'm talking about Pokemon.
I will say, for the first time ever, Sword and Shield have different gyms.
Oh my god.
But that's the only difference. That's the only difference outside of exclusive Pokemon. I know
I don't even know what that
it's
means.
weird.
I know
but
for someone who does not play Pokemon, I'm like, why would you let a game company abuse you like this?
I only buy one, so.
Well, I've got a coworker who her and her fiance both have Switches, and one of them bought one version, and
that's
one
what Hunter
of them
and I
bought
did.
the other.
That's what Hunter and I did.
And I guess there's a bundle where if you buy both of them, it's slightly cheaper.
Nope.
Okay.
It's still $120.
I'm surprised they don't jack it up to like 140 or something.
No, this is how I've always done it because my brother loves Pokemon as well. I buy one, he buys the other. We're good. I always let him choose because I don't really care that much which one I get.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get Sword." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take Shield. I don't care." It's Pokemon. It's all the same.
So this week, I want you guys who are watching and or listening to let us know what awesome deals you find and that you grab.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a list of all the games I want, and if they're under this price, I will buy them. That's how I'm gonna do it.
Nice.
It's gonna be like 3 games.
I get to go into work.
All right. What's next?
I'm done.
Are we saving the Game Awards? It
No,
isn't.
let's do it quick.
It's 9:35.
I don't want to do the Game Awards. Fine, roll through them quick.
Let's just do Game of the Year.
Yes, Game of the Year category. Make our predictions. Answer questions. Go home.
Sounds good.
Video Game Awards were announced. You can look them all up. Here's what is nominated for Game of the Year: Control, Death Stranding, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and The Outer Worlds.
There's only 2 games on that list I want to win.
There's 2 games on there that I want to win. One of them I really, really hope wins, which is Control.
I think Control deserves. All of those games are good. From what I haven't played all of them. I don't think Death Stranding probably deserves to be on there, but
It came out like a week before Star Wars. Like, is that 1 week a big enough cutoff?
It came out the day, or Star Wars came out the day of like the deadline, or the day after.
Yeah, that and Pokemon did, and I saw
Yeah.
people were pissed about that. I'm like, who cares?
but yes, I would agree. Control and
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
I'll also say Sekiro I saw really good things for it. I have not played it.
I have. I don't think it'll
Don't think
win.
it's that good.
It's good. No, it's great. It's just, I don't think it'll win. I bet half the reviewers couldn't beat it.
Oh, yeah. That's what people are like into those, like, I'm gonna just want to be punished.
Dude, I literally, like,
You're gonna punish me.
I got killed so many times on
Okay,
that
Luke.
game that I just gave up. And the trade value for it was like $40. I was like, oh my gosh, I paid $20 for this.
I didn't know that the deadline was weird. So when I saw Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on there, I was like, "What? That game came out last year." And I thought it was nominated for Best Fighting Game last year, but I guess it wasn't. So I was like, "Okay, whatever."
I think
I thought that game was okay. I think it has credence for having every character in it, which is cool. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's a Game of the Year winner though.
No.
Best Fighting Game, sure, I'll give it that. Death Stranding, I won't play. Resident Evil 2 is a remake. It's completely different. It has remake in the title though, so I'm just like, why?
I'm sorry. I don't think we should. Even though. Nah, I won't say that. That's mean.
I want Control to win because I love Remedy.
I don't want Resident Evil one because I don't like Capcom.
I want Control to win because I love Remedy, but I think Outer Worlds is going to win.
I want Control to win because that is my favorite game of the year. That game was freaking great. There's no other game that came out like that. Maybe in the last couple of years, I feel like, because it's just so weird.
Alan Wake was probably the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
probably.
is by them, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do think Outer Worlds has a pretty good shot, though, too.
I would agree.
I think it's a two-man race.
Because honest, like those 2 games I played this year, I mean, I haven't played the rest. Super Smash Bros. Doesn't have any writing, but Control and Outer Worlds with a great narrative writing.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Yeah.
Give me a good story.
Are we going to do our picks again this year? That was fun.
Sure.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Or what?
We did picks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed a lot of it last year.
You did. That was sad.
Yep. But I'll be there this year.
Yes. And we're not 100% sure
how we're going to
do that this year. We may try and do something similar to last year. I just need to work out that technology side of things. Last year I kind of just hooked it all up and it worked magically.
Maybe it'll happen again.
Maybe it'll happen again. I probably ought to do some tests first though to make sure that it will.
I feel that.
So, should we head over to the Fanbox?
We should.
I think I'm gonna play Control again. That game was so awesome.
I was going to come get Star Wars tonight, but I'm not doing that.
Our first question is from EXM. If you want to submit a question to the Fanbox, you can ask it over on Twitter or Instagram. I suppose you could email us, but I don't check that email often enough.
I would get it.
Okay.
I get notifications.
Thank goodness. All right. So, at EXM asks, if you were a detective for the Tulsa PD in the HBO Watchmen series, what would your name be and what would your mask look like?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Somebody answer.
That's a. I didn't think about this enough today.
I haven't thought about this. Okay, I got one. Actually, I think it's pretty good. I would be the Wicker Man, and I would wear the wicker basket from the Wicker Man, and I'd have bees flying around it, like Nick Cage from the Wicker Man.
Oh dang!
And I'd attack people with the bees, and I'd eat their honey.
There's a character in the Renegades story named Honeybee. Or Queen Bee. Honeybee. I don't know, but she attacks people with bees.
I'm going to headbutt people, and the stingers are going to get stuck in them. Somebody else go. Come on. I did my part. The Wicker Man.
I'm having a hard time thinking of a mask.
I honestly, because it's in Tulsa, this is super dumb, but I think I would just wear like a dusty bandana and just be called like the Outlaw with a cowboy hat.
Ooh.
Because I mean they're in Tulsa, they all have cowboy hats. Granted, everybody would probably think I'm a racist, but but I wouldn't be. I'd be fighting on the good side, which that line's kind of blurred right now. But
right.
What color bandana?
Yellow.
Okay. Oh, makes sense for the show, I guess.
Yellow.
Makes sense. Good call.
But that's what I would go with. And I'd wear a Canadian tuxedo.
Ooh.
Straight denim, baby.
Oh.
All denim.
I was like, is there a different type of tuxedo? Okay, I got you.
Yeah, all denim, yellow bandana, low pulled cowboy hat.
Denim hat.
Call me the Outlaw.
What about you?
I don't know what my whole outfit would look like. I've just been thinking about the mask.
I'm only wearing the wicker basket on my head.
You're completely
Naked.
nude. The rest of it. I like it. So my first thought was some sort of like kind of what they have where you still have kind of the top part of your face revealed, but it'd be almost like not scaly.
You can call yourself reptile?
I was like the snake or.
You're just gonna sit there like.
I can smell you with my tongue.
Hello, Clarice.
Yes, that's my character.
I would honestly just want to be Lube Man. but that's already taken.
I know,
so.
right?
Maybe a good backup because bees are scary. I've had one go up my nose before. I didn't like it. I would just wear a doctor's outfit and a surgical mask, and I don't know.
They call me the surgeon, and you're just like a master, like...
Get him with a scalpel.
No. You're just a master interrogator because you just torture people. You're like a torture artist.
I guess.
It would fit in the show.
I was just trying to think of
You would
something
just
with
cut
surgical
people's...
mask.
You would cut people right behind their cuticle and rip their
Ouch.
fingernails out as your torture tactic.
Wear
Wow.
like a pig.
Sorry.
Mask. like a pig mask and call yourself the butcher.
That's Professor Pig.
Dang it.
Sorry.
Batman villain.
Yeah.
All right.
Batman.
Eric, thank you for that question.
It's okay.
Send us yours, Eric.
You try.
I want to know what yours is.
Yeah, that's true. I would wear a Yoda mask.
Just wear Stormtrooper outfit.
What's your name? Stormtrooper. Oh.
I'm CH4182.
At Steitzen asks, she has two questions for us.
Oh boy.
First one, would you rather be a reverse centaur or a reverse merman? If you want more context for this, go find this on our Twitter.
I think
there's an image with it that is possibly the best.
I think I
And remember, this is reverse.
Yeah, I think I'd want to be a reverse centaur.
So you want the head and hooves
Yeah.
of at the top, and then the arms and legs, or the body of the...
Yep, and then I would move to Tulsa and join the police force, and I'd have my mask built in.
Yeah, it's built right in.
Done. Easy.
I feel like I would probably do the reverse merman.
What the flipping dank?
Because with the extra fin, or with the the fins, I'd be able to swim faster. Whereas the reverse centaur, you don't really gain any movement advantage on the ground.
Mm-mm.
You're not using those hooves to actually run with human back legs. So, and I can breathe underwater.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm a swimmer. I love swimming, so I'd go with the
Merman, reverse merman.
the fish man.
Oh, the fish man.
Fish
Maybe I'll get a movie made about me that'll win Academy Award.
man fish.
That's true. You would win an
I
Oscar.
could win an Oscar, guys.
And never mind. Don't say it, Tyler.
Don't go there, Tyler. Don't
I
go
want to
there.
breathe underwater. God, that picture's freaky.
Steitzen's second question was,
I like
what
this question.
Disney princess would you be if assigned by one another? So we have to assign each other Disney princesses.
I already know Luke's.
Oh, jeez.
I think I know Luke's as well.
Say it at the same time. 3, 2, 1.
Vanellope.
Rapunzel.
I heard Rapunzel. What'd you say?
Vanellope.
Is it the same person?
From Wreck-It Ralph.
The racer from Wreck-It
okay.
Ralph.
I guess I'll take both. But which one? I guess I can only have one. Which one? Debate.
He's such a, he wants to just hang out in his tower and play his games and read his books. He doesn't want to be social.
Vanellope literally is like a loose cannon and just kind of just goes with whatever's happening.
You're right on both of those.
If he's by himself, he's
Yeah.
Rapunzel. If he has one of us around
He's
to be
Vanellope.
Ralph, he's Vanellope. All right.
I also thought that was like the most off the beaten path princess
That
out
is,
of all of them.
it really is.
Yeah.
What
Oh, jeez.
about Tyler?
Let's see. What kind of person is Tyler?
A bad person.
Ooh.
No. Thanks, guys. That was weird. Slightly sexual, but it's okay.
Slightly? You only got slightly from that?
Yeah. Well, no.
Are you a rebel?
No, not really.
Okay, never mind. Are you a rebel, Brett? Would you say you're a rebel? I'm just trying to figure out if I can eliminate one for both of you right now.
Brett is the one I have not been able to figure out.
That's right. I'm an enigma.
Okay, neither one of you is Princess Leia then. So.
I guess she counts. I was sticking with animated princesses, but whatever.
She is animated.
Oh.
She's in Rebels.
Whatever.
Which is by Disney, and her episode is called A Princess in the Fall.
Okay. Moving on. You're not going to assign her to me anyways, so doesn't matter.
Oh geez, this is hard. Now I'm just having trouble thinking of Disney princesses.
This is so difficult.
Yep.
I think. Oh man, I don't want to say it because it's lame.
Maybe like I don't know, a Mulan.
Oh, for Tyler?
Yeah.
I was gonna say Jasmine, but I think Mulan would be great.
Okay.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Go get her.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm cool with that.
yep.
You're ready to
go
take
with
on
that.
the world. Yeah, let's go Mulan.
Sweet.
Oh, now we got to think of one for Brett.
Yeah.
Crap. Disney princesses.
to the right, son.
That's not all of them. Google has failed us.
Do you ever lose your shoes, Brett?
I honestly was gonna say Snow White for Brett.
My goodness. I'm that boring.
Wow.
Well, you whistle while you work.
Well, that's true.
And you're a busybody.
I did clean up the studio before you guys came over here.
Can't tell.
I know. That's
kidding.
the problem is I did a lot and you still can't tell.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, honestly, I was gonna say Rapunzel because you got a new haircut this year,
Ooh.
but
I did get new.
that was like my cop out
This
answer.
is my new look.
Yeah.
I just want to list. Dang it. Oh, I
Can he
spelled
be
it wrong.
brave? What's her name?
Meridia?
Meridia. Can you be Meridia? Do you know how to
I'd
shoot?
take that.
Do you know how to shoot a bow?
I do love archery. I'm not great, but I do love it. So the 12 official ones are Snow White, Cinderella, Aurora.
Who's that?
She is from
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty. Ariel, Belle, Jasmine, Pocahontas, Mulan, Tiana.
Ah, dude! You'd be
Rapunzel.
Belle too because you love to read. Man,
Ooh.
that's your other one. You punk.
I can live with that.
Merida, and Moana. Those are the 12 official. And then now that they've expanded, there's like Vanellope is one, and
Ooh. I can't think of her name though.
yeah,
Movie. What's the movie?
Frozen.
Elsa. Anna.
Elsa. You're Elsa.
Elsa. That's a good
because
one.
of the new hair.
No,
Oh, okay.
Because you're magic.
because you have hidden magic, aka all these skills in the computer stuff.
Aw,
You're like, "Ugh," and it works.
Yep.
I'll take it.
Like when the video game awards, you plugged everything.
You have
and
a-
it worked.
Yeah.
It just worked.
No, you have super useful skills
That's good.
that you really weren't using a ton until.
There we go. Okay,
Oh, we
I
did
mean,
it.
yeah.
I like that
Oh,
one.
that was tough.
Okay, so we've got Elsa, Mulan.
I will kick the piss out of you.
What
Vanellope?
did we decide? Vanellope.
Yeah.
Hey, I think we've got a good. Like,
Good mix.
This could be a fun like team up movie.
Heck yeah. Wreck-It Ralph
It already
3.
happened.
Wreck-It Ralph 2.
They all cried
yeah.
and talked about their problems
That was a
how,
great scene.
Mm-hmm.
and how guys suck.
We did it.
Actually, how writers suck.
Yeah.
That was more the
It was more
Guy
about the
writers.
that was more the joke there. Yeah.
Oh.
Is that all our questions?
No.
Oh,
There is okay. So there's one more, and it does pertain to Star Wars.
Okay.
The Mandalorian.
I have not watched episode 3.
Some little baby spoilers, I guess.
I guess if you haven't been on Twitter or internet anywhere
If
lately,
somehow you haven't seen something, this is
haven't
revealed at
seen
the end of
anything, kudos, it is a reward.
episode 1. You can just turn off now if you don't want to hear that. If you don't care or you are on the internet at all and you see things, at pronounced Ian says, "Baby Yoda."
Hell yeah.
yep, Baby
is
Yoda.
amazing. Baby Yoda is amazing.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Baby Yoda, I have spoken.
Baby Yoda is the best, guys.
I wouldn't say he's the best, but
I'm
he's pretty
so
awesome.
excited for episode 4. Oh my god.
Does Baby Yoda do some wild stuff in episode 3?
I'm not saying
We can't spoil anything.
I was watching episode
Baby
2.
Yoda exists in episode 3. That's all I'll say.
Oh, okay.
See?
Baby Yoda, take a nap.
I do think we
Baby Yoda's
need.
so cute.
Baby
I do
Yoda's
think-
super cute.
I do think we need a name.
I want a Baby Yoda.
For the race. So,
Either
Or the
for
alien.
race or it.
mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to call it Baby Yoda. It's not Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
It's baby 50-year-old Yoda.
It's
Where's the
baby something.
50-year-old thing
Dude.
coming from?
It's 50 years old.
They say that?
They
yeah,
say he's
in the
50 years
first
old.
episode.
Okay.
And like, he's like, it's a baby, and they're like, well, it's a different race.
Not all species age the same.
Okay. I do remember hearing that part.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of briefly
50
mentioned.
Dude, I just love the memes that are coming from this little baby.
I gotta find this meme that
This is the one where he's like looking up into the ship. Oh, so cute. Those little black beady eyes.
I like the meme going around where it's the point, and then like Baby Yoda's the cat that's like.
Yeah.
you a casual. Dear little Baby Yoda, little 8 pound 6 ounce 50-year-old Baby
Baby
Yoda.
Yoda. Oh,
Thank
I
you,
love
Lepke, for that.
it. So Ian, yes, I hope you're enjoying
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda
Baby Yoda's gonna get his own series.
for sure,
It's gonna be animated though.
dude.
It's gonna be a
Good.
what if.
What if they?
It's one of the Marvel what ifs.
What if Baby Yoda entered the MCU?
What if Baby Yoda replaced,
Was Iron Man? What
What
if
if
Baby Yoda was Iron Man?
What if Baby Yoda got the Infinity Gauntlet?
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Everybody turns into a Baby Yoda. He'd be like,
Party at Baby Yoda's house. Which Baby Yoda?
the one with the big metal glove.
Oh, guys,
Or no arm.
we don't have enough time to talk about
in the glove.
The Mandalorian, but I am really enjoying that
He
show.
puts it on his pants. And he snaps by rubbing his feet together. Just like
Just he'd be walking like this. Just
his weird 3 fingers.
I love how he also just. I assume it's a he. I guess I shouldn't be assuming it's.
Wow, dude. It is 2019.
No, I'm so sorry. I'm tired. It's late.
It is tight.
But how it just like they do clever camera work to just like it's just all of a sudden it's there, right? Like it's like how did you get out of a floating baby basket?
I'm really waiting for the Mandalorian to turn around and be like, oh,
I wish there's a couple of things I want to mention that little Baby Yoda does in 3, but I won't because it'll spoil it for you. Not that it's like huge, but it's just little cute.
It's little
moments.
cute things, yeah.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
We could watch tonight.
I won't. It's 10 o'clock. Maybe if we finished an hour
It
ago.
only takes like 25 minutes.
That's late, dude. I go to bed at like 10 every night. Except for Monday nights.
Except for when you're here with us.
Exactly.
Well, let's wrap this up in the next 5 minutes so we don't go over 2 hours.
Okay.
We got
Oh,
this.
that was our last question.
Okay.
Did we have anything else we want to talk about?
No, I talked enough.
Make sure you go check out
And
our
the audience
last,
all unanimously said yes.
our last movie commentary.
What was it?
Star Wars,
Oh,
The
yeah.
Force Awakens.
It seems like so long ago.
I know we probably won't record the next one this week because of Thanksgiving, but look for it at the beginning of December. We'll be doing our Last Jedi fight to the death.
I hope everybody enjoys that commentary because I lost my voice because of that commentary.
You may lose it again this next one.
No.
You're going to lose your life during the next one.
Probably.
Oh my god. I don't know if I'm going to be there. I'm not a party to this.
I'm Elsa. Come at me.
I'm going to get in my little candy car and cruise away.
I'm just going to drink my way through that commentary.
It'll be
Dr.
fun.
Pepper.
It'll be fun no matter what. We'll make it a good time.
don't
Until next week, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at WhatTheFanboy.
Yes.
Again, check us out on Spotify if you're a Spotify preferred listener.
If you have friends that have wanted to listen, but they're like, oh, I listen on Spotify. Tell them we're on Spotify.
Yeah, we are on Spotify.
I had a
now.
couple people at AirCat ask us if we were on Spotify. We are now.
yes is the answer to that question.
Yeah, 3 days after that, I was able to actually get that set up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were able to get that set up.
No, Brett did it.
It wasn't magical Elsa Brett over here.
No, it was.
Okay.
Claim your credit.
We need to get out
You
of
earned
here.
it.
Until then, we'll see you next week.